Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. So, in the left corner, we have Captain Marvel. She's so powerful. She's a strong female lead. But in the right corner, we have Shazam, starring Zachary Levi. A guy that everybody loves. This is the point, isn't it? Yeah, I'm fascinated how these two films are going to do. I can't even remember if I've done a video like this before. But fuck it, right? Let's talk about it again, because this is the year of Captain Marvel and Shazam. So in the left corner, you have Brie Larson, who's going to play Captain Marvel, right? Who isn't very popular with the public. A lot of the public think she should never have been cast. But then over here, we got Zachary Levi, a.k.a. Chuck, a.k.a. the guy from Tangled. He did the voice for Tangled, kind of the main guy in that as well. Everybody loves Zach Levi. But what's been brilliant with Zach, instead of coming out and trying to attack certain groups of people, he's been going on Twitter telling people if they need to talk to him, he's always available. He has really been wowing the fans. But if you come at him, he'll tell you to get stuffed. And that's absolutely fine. But the positivity radar for Shazam is up there. And for Captain Marvel and Brie Larson, it's terrible. Because Disney have been going at this since The Last Jedi. When you think about Lucasfilm and the attacks on the fans because the fans didn't like The Last Jedi, it's becoming, for me, I think these people are ridiculous. Whatever you think, right, of your... It's like Scarlett Johansson, she's called us lot on the internet a dark wormhole, right? Scarlett, right? We are your consumer, whether we're men, women, black, white, whatever, right? You are talking about us. The internet is us. The internet is all of us. But the problem with these people, they just don't have the mental strength to cope with criticism, right? I'm on the internet. I put myself out there. I have people saying terrible things about me. Most of the time I don't respond because I have a strength of character. Now, I'm not a Hollywood superstar. I'm just a little creative working here in Cyprus. Hey, but the point being, if you're going to put yourself out there, even if it's a little bit where not many people have heard of you, there must be a strength of character. But this battle between Shazam and Captain Marvel, it's captured my imagination. I can only see this going one way, even as a DC fan, even as a DCEU fan. I can't see how Captain Marvel is going to make more money than Shazam. Now, you're saying to me, MCU, you know, she's a big part of Avengers 4, which she is. Interestingly enough as well, will she solve the whole Thanos problem? If she does, it makes the rest of the Avengers irrelevant. She might as well just be the only one in Avengers Tower, right? Hi, Avengers here. Where's the Avengers? I am the Avengers. I'm a woman. I'm strong. I'm a strong female lead. You don't need that white male, Tony Stark and Captain America. You know what I mean? So I think they're overpowering her a bit too much anyway. But the main problem isn't with the film. And I'm going to let you into a little secret. I have been invited to a screening of Captain Marvel. So I will be posting a Captain Marvel video. Obviously, it won't be a review or anything like that. You've seen I have seen Shazam video. I have seen Aquaman. So I just talk roundedly about the situation. So I shall let you know. But let me tell you what I think of the trailers. The VFX looks beautiful. It looks exciting. But you do look at her and you just think, you aren't right for this role. But even if she's wrong for this role, that's one thing, right? But the political, ideological stuff she's been coming out with in public is ridiculous. Once you play Superman, once you're cast as a superhero, an iconic character, you've got to know when to button it. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Once you sign on that dotted line. But what's even more frightening for me, Disney want her to say these things. They are going down a very dangerous path. Because really, the MCU and Pixar are the things that are working for them now, right? I think we all agree on that. If they start putting political ideology into the MCU, it will die. Personally, I hope they do that. It's great for the DCEU. We've got a $1 billion movie on our hands already. Things are just going to get better and better as they kind of dumb down their franchise and go ideological. But they are playing a very dangerous game. I think the casting of Zachary Levi wasn't received wholeheartedly at first. Even I thought, shouldn't it be someone a little bit kind of superhero-y? But then you realise what they've done. And it's, David F. Sandberg has done something really clever. Or if it's Walter who's cast him, or whoever's cast him, it's clever because everybody likes Zachary Levi, right? So he's obviously got padding on the suit. I don't care about that. The suit looks beautiful. I don't care what any of you say. It works for me. This guy with this huge personality, so likeable. And the kid playing the younger version as well looks like he's playing a good part as well. This film is perfect for that time of year. It's about April, isn't it? And I think Captain Marvel, I think it's quite important as well for the DCEU. It is advantage DCEU in terms of Captain Marvel being released first. So we're going to actually see how big the damage is. It may be received really well. We know the critics will receive it really well. We know they are not necessarily bought and paid for, but they're certainly very, very corrupt. So very, very interesting. Now, do you remember that article I read out to you about, that's from Screen Rant, about apparently the Aquaman CGI being as bad as aspects of Justice League? Well, it's funny because I also read an article out to you about James Wan telling fans of Aquaman not to bully people who don't like the movie. This guy who wrote the Screen Rant article about the bad CGI goes, yeah, it's terrible. You won't believe the things people are saying to me. That's not the point. And actually, I've thought about James Wan's tweet, and it's actually disappointed me. Because if he's actually backing critics who don't like the film, at the end of the day, right, if you do an article where you say a film that's been wholeheartedly received and wholeheartedly been said by people who work on VFX, this is the best VFX we have seen for years, since Lord of the Rings, since Avatar, when you've got experts saying that, then you've got a guy who knows nothing about film doing an article to get a few clicks saying the CGI is rubbish. What do you expect us to do, mate? Shake you by the hand? That's his name, Ledbetter, right? So at the end of the day, I'm not saying that people should be bullying him or calling him names or things like that. But he deserves to be called out on what he's doing because he's misrepresenting a situation, because he's all hurt that Aquaman and a DC film are doing well and they don't know what to do. What about these MCU fans saying that once Momoa said something horrible about women being raped or whatever, right? It's it's mudslinging. And you know what? We've got to be better than this because we are winning. The DCEU is finally winning. And I really do believe that Shazam will make more money than Captain Marvel. I can see it. It is weak. I've seen the type of people who are making videos about Captain Marvel. Obviously, it's the right-wing people. Now, I told you before, I was brought up by a very left-wing father. So in the UK, we always voted Labour. So I'm nowhere near the Trump thing or anything like that. I don't like Donald Trump. But I don't want to talk about politics. That bores me. But ultimately, these people going against Marvel is a good thing because people like Geeks and Gamers and Ethan Van Scriber are actually quite big MCU fans. And in fact, Geeks and Gamers didn't like it. I don't think Geeks and Gamers liked Aquaman, and another right-wing YouTuber, SC Reviews, I don't think liked it either. So very, very interesting that they're going at Captain Marvel, because if they can get all the right-wingers on their side, look, I hate to be nasty, but this is a war. This is an absolute war. And I don't care what has to be done to destabilise the MCU. And as I've told you before, I've got the film. I love them. In a perfect world, I would love both franchises to coexist successfully. But at the end of the day, the MCU fans, Disney and Marvel Studios are not going to allow that. And, there's been underhanded attempts to destabilise the DCEU so many times. I know Faith comes out and he wants a successful DCEU, and maybe he does, but he's saying what he has to say. I don't trust them. So at the end of the day, the DCEU MCU battle is dirty. And at the end of the day, I think what's going to happen in this battle between Shazam and Captain Marvel, I think DCEU fans can get their popcorn, get their cigars, sit back and enjoy it. Because DCEU fans, we are winning and we're going to win bigger than we ever thought we ever was. And I think that's amazing. It's amazing that we're in the forefront of a $900 billion movie, right? That's amazing because nobody saw that coming with Aquaman. So let me know down below in the battle, and it is a battle, and I know some people will comment down below, oh, you can't say this and that. Listen, it is a war. I'm a DC fan, I'm a DCEU fan, and I want us to finally rise up and beat these bastards once and for all.